In this video, we're going to find out, can Bitcoin reach the 18,000 US dollar level, and can we break finally the 16,600 US dollar level, which I told you in my previous video, which will be our price target if we're going to break out from these regions. And like I told you in these areas, that the price of Bitcoin will most probably consolidate in between the 100 moving average and the 200 moving average. On the 50-minute chart, we broke even higher, and the 200 moving average acted as support, and we broke out from these levels, and we have perfectly reached our price target of 16,600 US dollars. And at the moment we can see that Bitcoin was dumping from this major resistance, and we came all the way back down to the 100 moving average on the 50-minute chart. So can this act as support, and can we finally break the major resistance at 16,600 US dollars and maybe even reach price targets of up to 18,000 US dollar for Bitcoin? If you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, and now let's directly start on the charts for Bitcoin. So guys, as you have seen that we have broken out from these levels and we perfectly reached our price target, and I've also opened a trade exactly in these areas because we found perfect support on the support box, and I was thinking that we're going to break out from this resistance, but we got stopped out from this major dump towards the downside. And that is very important, guys, to have a good risk to reward ratio, and we lost around 0.4%, but on a 10x leverage we lost about 4%. So if you were trading with 100 US dollars, you lost 4 US dollars. So guys, it is very important to keep a tight risk to reward ratio so that you're going to stay profitable in this market, because you can't predict every move, and we got stopped out from this major dump towards the downside. But guys, let's find out, are we going to bounce off from these regions and finally going to break this resistance round about the 16,000 US dollar level? For that, we're going to go over on the 4-hour chart to exactly find out what is the resistance and what is our support at the moment. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see that exactly in these levels of 16,600 US dollars, we have got this downward sloping trend line, and that is very important for Bitcoin to break to reach our next price targets. And our next price targets, if we're going to break this trend line towards the upside, is round about the 17,000 US dollar level. And if we're going to break this with a major pump towards the upside, I could expect that we're going to reach the levels of 18,000 US dollar for Bitcoin, and that we're going to reach the top of this range. Because guys, I really do believe that we're going to keep this as our new range, with the low and the top, that we're going to consolidate within this range until we're going to get this next parabolic move towards the upside, reaching maybe the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is round about the 18,800 US dollar level. So as you guys can see, that this area will be a major resistance because this acted as support. So this will be major resistance for Bitcoin. But guys, first of all, we have to break the levels of round about 17,000 US dollars to reach our 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. But guys, at the moment, it's really important that Bitcoin will break these levels of 16,600 US dollars. So first, we have to wait for this breakout and maybe a confirmed breakout and a retest of this trend line. And then we're going to see that Bitcoin could reach our first price target of 17,000 US dollars and then come all the way back up to our price target of 18,000 US dollars. I really do believe that we're going to get this impulse towards the upside, and maybe we're going to come down all the way to the levels of 16,200 US dollars to once again bounce off from the 13th EMA until we're going to break this trend line towards the upside. So guys, it is very important that we are going to keep a close eye on this trend line if we're going to break it, and if we're going to break it towards the upside, I'm definitely going to open a long position in these areas. And if you want to trade all my moves, go down in the video description below and sign up to my free Telegram group, where I will update you about market situations and also where I'm going to post my trades. So guys, if you want to trade all these moves, go down and sign up to my BitGet link to receive a major deposit bonus. And guys, by the end of the week, I'm going to draw one lucky winner whose BitGet account will be doubled. So take part in this free giveaway. So guys, we're going to go over on the daily chart for Bitcoin, and we're going to find out where's our resistance area on the daily chart. And as you guys can see, that we have the 13th EMA exactly in these levels of 16,600 US dollars. And that is also quite important, that we have to come over this 13 EMA with a daily candle close, so that we are getting this indication that we are going to reach this level towards the upside. Because if we close with a daily candle above the 13 EMA, that is quite bullish, and that is telling us that we could expect more upside. But if we're going to close this daily candle underneath the 13 EMA, we could expect that we're going to come even lower, maybe to the 16,200 US dollars, until we're going to get this breakout from this major trend line. So guys, before we wrap it up, let's go over to the DXY, because this was also the indication why I took this long trade on Bitcoin, because we got this major rejection for the DXY at the 13 EMA, and we saw that the DXY was going heavily down, and that's why I expected that we're going to get this breakout from this trend line for Bitcoin. But guys, sometimes the market is just against us and we have to deal with it, and that's why we are having a proper risk management to stay out of trouble when we trade. So guys, if you want to trade all these moves, use my BitKit link, smash up the like button and subscribe. This would really support the channel. And guys, make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.